What you're about to watch has been done without research or any media training whatsoever. People might also use naughty words or have a potty mouth. If naughty words or potty mouths offend you, please stop watching now. TBH, you're probably best not watching this. Like at all. Nobody else is. Really. I'm talking to myself now, aren't I?
Look at me, professional as ever. Forgot to turn my mic on. What is the crack with you? Big Scott here with your All Leeds Social Club here on Wednesday, the 26th? 27th, Wednesday the 27th. And tonight I'm joined by, from all things Leeds, the absolutely lovely Ed McIntyre. What's a crack, Ed?
Not bad. It is Thursday, not Wednesday.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Thursday. I'll bring Luke from Order No Better as well, and I order you better.
Unmute him.
Well, I don't know. Do you know what it was? Because we were supposed to do last night instead, and I'm still thinking today's Wednesday.
Bad crack. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How's you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I've been better, but I've been worse, so I can't really complain.
Yeah. Well, let me just go into the comments here. Obviously, if you want to ask us any questions, if you want to get your comments here, anything at all, just pop them in the comments. If you're not an absolute dingleberry, we'll go with tonight. I'm toning it down a mild smidgen. If you aren't one of those little fluffy balls that get stuck in your butt, we will read your comments out. Want to say a big hello to Hermione Fairy Love, or is that Fairy Love? Would you say Fairy Love or Fairy Love?
I probably wouldn't even. There's too many vowels in that for me, Scott. I'm afraid I get.
Oh God! How's your dry January going?
Right, so I have to admit something. I went out of the week. I went to the Newcastle game at the weekend, and I fell off the wagon slightly. Had an absolute chaotic Friday night before the game started. Ended up in 𝐘𝐎𝐒 in the Football Italia pub in Leeds. I was in there till God knows what time. I was absolutely steaming. So yeah, I'm back on the boat, or the wagon, or whatever you want to call it, till the end of the month now, I think.
Yeah, it's more like a wee rowboat for you right now. You fell off it. You're not on that lovely yacht. There's no plain sailing now. But you've only a few days to go.
I didn't just fall off. I belly flopped off the top of the off the top of the cruise ship. You know what I mean? It was awful.
Oh goodness! All right, Ed, I'm going to start off with you tonight. Obviously, we missed last week, so let's start off on a happy note. Obviously, last week we would have been going with this. I think Ed's froze, has he?
No, have I? His video seems to have done, but yeah, I can still hear him.
Actually, we can hear you, and you've got a nice facial expression on your screen. Oh,
he's gone now.
He's gone. Well, this is what we're going to be going with, because we didn't actually get to touch on it last week. It would have been a much happier moment for us to talk about it last week, obviously. But obviously, you're here now. Look, how did you feel about that? Did you get going to that game, or was it just the cup game you were at?
I was at the cup game, and I was at the Newcastle game. Obviously, missed the game where we played outstanding and beat West Ham. So I don't know if it's the curse of me going. You know, I don't seem to be going to very many games without winning. But no, I wasn't there. I watched it at home on telly. Yeah, I mean, where do you start? It was chalk and cheese in comparison to this week's performance, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. Ed, did you get to the league game as well against West Ham to win?
No, I did not know I was working, but I was fuming because went down the week before, obviously horrendous, but I mean it was a terrific win, wasn't it? Fully shite.
Unreal win.
It was 4-2. Let's just say it was 4-2. I know
it was.
But, the goal should have stood. The ball's pretty much on the line when Rodrigo touches it. So yeah, he should have been ruled out.
Well, see, that's something I wanted to ask. See a goal like that, is that surely when do you not think common sense should come into play over VAR in that instance? And go, look, whether he's there or not, the ball was going in. There was no other offence. Like, you know, for me, again, 100%, that Glick goal should stand. Glick deserved that goal. He was outstanding in that game. You know, so do you think that is somewhere where sort of common sense should overtake VAR? Look.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot nail on the head. I mean, there's other rules in other sports that whereby they give either attacking or defending teams benefit of doubt, but there's also is the benefit of the doubt where, do you know what, he hasn't made any difference in that goal. You compare it to the week before where Jared Bowen sticks his foot out and ultimately does make. Even in the Newcastle game, where their goal, it's debatable whether their players that were offside have actually impacted the play. And if you look at them, both the Bowen goal and Shelvey's goal at the weekend, they both had players in offside positions that impacted the way the goalkeeper reacted. And to compare that to Glick's being denied when, by the letter of the law, yeah, it's hit him on the arse, it's hit Rodrigo on the arse or on the side or whatever, his hand or whatever it's hit. You know, there's got to be that ultimate that sense of common decency, common sense, where we're not going to be ruining the game and having these conversations week on week.
Yeah. It's every game. Ed, what's your take on it? You know, as Luke's just brought up 2 other goals of similar nature. You know, what's the difference between 2 goals that stood and one that didn't?
You know what? I mean, by letter of the law, you know, Glick's goal being ruled out is fair because Rodrigo is in an offside position and he does touch it. And, you know, it does interfere with play. But again, common sense, you know, the ball's in, you know, pretty much before Rodrigo touches it. So, you know, common sense should, you know, stand there. You know, if VAR didn't look at it and no one was talking about it, I don't think anyone would be bothered. I don't think West Ham would complain. You know, and to be honest, we deserved that 4th goal because I thought we absolutely battered them. Really, I thought we played really, really well. Obviously, Jack Harrison with a hat trick, brilliant.
Unreal.
Few goals as well. You know, first goal, you know, smash and grab. The second one, obviously, you know, it was a tap in for him. But that third goal, that chip, I mean, it was brilliant pass by Rafinha as well. Over to Jack Harrison, and you know, the audacity to chip it in that situation. It's just, you know, it was fantastic from Jack Harrison, and overall, a fantastic Leeds United performance there.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually brought up Rafinha there. Obviously, Jack Harrison takes all the plaudits in that West Ham game. He goes away with a hat trick. I think is he the first Leeds player to get a hat trick in London from Lee Chapman, I think.
Is that right?
If someone in the comments fact check me on that, because I seen someone tweeting about it. It may have been stats, I'm not sure, but someone definitely tweeted.
He's the second Leeds United player to score a hat trick on a Sunday.
That's what it was. There we go.
Yeah, the first one was Lee Chapman, January 1992.
Bloody hell!
See, I knew there was something. I knew there was a connection.
Yeah.
We must have scored other hat tricks on Sundays in like League One and stuff, surely.
Oh yeah.
Or is that
no? Well, on a Sunday, I know he's only the second Leeds United player to score a hat trick. Yeah, we've obviously scored hat tricks before, but I don't think on a Sunday before.
Not on a Sunday.
Not from Lee Chapman. So
I'm feeling like Rain Man here. Definitely not on a Sunday. It's a Saturday on a Saturday, but definitely not on a Sunday. Saturday's tapioca day. Sorry, I'm going through Rain Man. So yes, look. West Ham game, sensational performance, and you brought up Rafinha. Arguably for me, that was Rafinha's best game in a Leeds shirt. What's your take on him, Ed?
Well, it was very good. It was one of his best performances. I wouldn't say it's the best, but definitely one of his best. Yeah, I just thought he did his usual stuff, really. You know, nice, you know, tricks and flicks. Obviously, he gave the ball away on a number of occasions, but you know, we seem to do that quite a lot, to be honest, this season. But yeah, no, it definitely one of his best games, you know. And you know, as I say, that assist to Jack Harrison was superb, and it should have been 2 assists, shouldn't it have really? But yeah, no, it was superb. Obviously, hit the bar as well from a free kick. So I think overall everyone had really good games in that league game against West Ham. You know, you look at Sturrock as well coming back into the team, excellent. alongside Robin Cox. So yeah, no, overall, I thought everyone was brilliant. Even Lewis Bate, you know, harsh on him to be subbed off, but it's Bielsa.
Yeah.
He does this, so we just need to accept it. I'm sure Lewis Bate's been told, you know, where it went wrong, but also been given a lot of praise from the coaching staff. So, everyone was good on that day.
Yeah, that's what I actually want to come to you on now, Luke. With two young guys starting against West Ham there. Well, they didn't start, obviously, with the injuries that happened. Bate coming on, then being subbed off. And Leo Yelda coming on and was, well, what was your take on them? Do you think, what I want to find out is, do you think that Leo Yelda in particular is ready for that first team football on that first impression?
Absolutely. Look, I think anybody who can go away to London and put a performance like that in, you know, we I don't know what can't remember what minute it was, but I think it was around about 20-25 minutes, wasn't it, when they both went down? And look, to play your first senior minutes in the Premier League against a tough opponent in West Ham. You know, they're no mugs, West Ham, as we found out the week before in the Cup. They're a tough side to play up against, and you know, they showed maturity way beyond the years, both of them, and both. You know, they deserve all the plaudits and all the credit for every minute they played. And do I think they're good enough? Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in the old adage that if you're good, you know, you're good enough if you're old enough, and I firmly believe that, and I'll stand by that. And Joffrey's proven that for us already this year, and I have a feeling we can look forward to a real bright future with those three that we've just mentioned, but some others as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Leo Yelda, I think for me, I don't understand why then, if Firpo's injured and Dallas has been sensational in centre mid again, I'm struggling to understand Bielsa's thinking of bringing Dallas back to left back when we've just seen a guy prove against a team playing European football, a team challenging for Champions League, you know. So I think this week, and we're going to move on to the weekend's match. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. After dominating and stuffing West Ham, like, we hammered them, pun completely intended. And I think West Ham fans would agree that they were lucky it was only 3. We then go back to Elland Road and host Newcastle. And it was a foggy day in LS11, wasn't it? But before the match, before the Newcastle match, how were you feeling? What was your sort of thought going into this? Ed, like, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think we were going to absolutely rip them apart?
Well, I hope that we would absolutely rip them apart, because a team like Newcastle at home, we should be winning that game. You know, it was a must win in my opinion. You know, we get that win, and I think it's, you know, clear as day then that we're going to stay up this season. Obviously now, you know, there's still that big gap, but obviously losing to Newcastle doesn't fill you with too much confidence heading into the next few weeks. So, you know, heading into it, I was confident. I was expecting us to win, and you know what? To be honest, I thought we played okay against Newcastle. You know, especially in the first half, I thought we played some nice football, but we just couldn't finish our dinner on the day. You know, we just couldn't put away the chances. You know, there were plenty of crosses that fizzed into the box, and just no one there. And, you know, overall, I think Newcastle had the better chances in the end. You know, Shelvey almost scored a terrific volley in the second half, in the first half, sorry. We only, you know, forced Dubravka into making one save in that first half, and that was, it was when Rafinha pulled the ball back from the byline to Dan James. And, you know, I think overall Newcastle have the better chances and probably did deserve a point. I don't think, you know, the fact that we barely tested Dubravka, I don't think we deserve anything from the game, to be honest.
Yeah. Look, Eb's just touching on it there about our finishing, and Newcastle having the better of the chances. Do you think that comes down to the fact that we weren't playing a striker in his natural position?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way around it, is there? We've really struggled without a natural replacement for Bamford. I read a stat earlier that I think Bamford's had 5 starts this season. He's still our third top scorer and nobody's
He's got the most assists. Yeah.
Which is scary really when he's only played five games. Look, we miss him more than we probably give him credit for. Well, certainly than we would have given him credit for probably when he was missing. When you look at the backup we had in Joffrey and Rodrigo, who was Spain's number 9 this time last year. So yeah, look, I think look, Bielsa likes these experiments. There's a reason why he's playing Dan James up top, and I understand it completely because he's fast and he'll press all day. He's quick, so that puts the defensive line almost 5 yards back from where they'd usually start, which invites pressure on. Now we're not capitalizing on that pressure, we actually are capitalizing on that pressure. But when we haven't got somebody in there like a Paddy Bamford, like a Jack Harrison, who had the best game of his life last week, who would put every chance he got away, because we did miss some chances last week as well. Dan James had chances. Against West Ham, we had some chances. Dan James is not a natural finisher, and that's no discredit to him. That's not his game. He's a speed merchant that can run down the wing and hopefully get a decent ball in for Paddy Bamford or Joffrey 𝐾𝐓𝐑. We've just been really unfortunate, I think. But yeah, coming back to your point, you're spot on. We've missed a natural striker, and I think had we had a natural striker or somebody who could play up top and not only do what Dan James does, but also do what Bamford does and put the ball in the net, I think we'd probably be safe mid-table by now.
Yeah. Do you think maybe Saturday there, maybe it changes if Rodrigo's actually played as a striker? There's so many ifs, buts, and maybes from that game. But for me, the big one is, if Rodrigo plays up front, maybe there's something different happens.
I think so. I think the problem Bielsa's got with playing Rodrigo up top is Rodrigo's not as energetic and he's not as optimistic, I don't think, in defensive, in being a pressing forward. He doesn't. He runs about, but he's not as quick. He doesn't put as much pressure on that defensive back 4 or 3 or however many he's playing there, which invites pressure onto us. And we all know Bielsa likes the Bielsa press, where we can try and win the ball high up. Whereas if we play Rodrigo up there and if he just has a couple of minutes where he wants to go for a walk, they can almost walk through and start on the halfway line, which goes against everything that Bielsa believes in, So yeah, look, I think Rodrigo is he probably is a great striker, but he's a great striker to play in a team like Spain, not in a team like Leeds.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't seem to have worked for Rodrigo. We also I don't want to throw out the Rodrigo nickname or saying it was a waste of money or he's a financial drain on the club and he clearly doesn't want to be there. And if he wants to go to Barcelona, well then please do close the door on your way out. I don't want to throw any of that out there because it already is out there. But again, there's so many wee things about that game. I'm going, Bielsa got it wrong. There's people pointing fingers at Llorente for giving away a stupid foul. People pointing fingers at Meslier because he should have done better. People pointing fingers at Roberts for not tracking back when he lost the ball for the second time. For me personally, I put the blame. It has to be on Bielsa. Bielsa's the manager. He has to be held accountable. Ed, he made some questionable subs, in my opinion, on Saturday. What did you make of the substitutions he made on Saturday?
Well, I agree that they were very, very questionable. Just to touch on Rodrigo, I thought he was really, really good against Newcastle. I thought it was superb. But yeah, when you're looking at the subs, I think, if you're going to put Tyler Roberts on, don't put him up front and take off Dan James. I thought Rodrigo I thought he ran his socks off against Newcastle. I thought it was excellent, but he was looking very, very tired towards the last stages. And I think if you put in Tyler Roberts on, put him on for Rodrigo. But then I thought 𝐾𝐿 should have been on 10 minutes before he was. I thought if you're going to take off Dan James, stick on 𝐾𝐿. You were saying we don't have that replacement for Bamford, but we do in 𝐾𝐿, and he's just not, he's just not coming on early enough, and he's just not starting any games. So Joffrey should have come on a lot earlier. If you're going to bring on Roberts,
sorry, Ed, just quickly. I think obviously 𝐾𝐿's come back from injury as well. I think 𝐾𝐿 may have come on a lot earlier. But we know Bielsa. I mean, in an ideal world, Bielsa wouldn't have the majority of our team playing yet because they'd be representing the 23s. Because we know he wants how fit we want them to be playing and firing on all cylinders before they play. Look at last season. I mean, those players absolutely banging goals in and playing out the skin. Somerville, great example last season. 23s playing out of his skin. Didn't even get a look in. Because we didn't have that many injuries. The injury crisis is forcing Bielsa's hand in. He's having to bring players back from injury, whereas they probably have 90 or 180 minutes in the 23s prior to coming on. So I understand why he didn't bring Joffrey on before Roberts, even though Joffrey's probably going to be twice as influential.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think the injuries thing is, a valid point really, because Roberts had come back from injury as well in that game. So, two players who've just come back from injury. Who would you rather bring on first? It's got to be 𝐾𝐻. I thought they were very, very questionable, and Bielsa has made some questionable decisions throughout this season, and sticking with Tyler Roberts is one of them. I don't like to scapegoat Tyler Roberts, but look at the goal on the weekend. I think a few players are, are at fault for that goal. Tyler Roberts, he gave the ball away twice. Manquilo's got up from his ass and sprinted forward. Tyler Roberts is still on the floor. Luke Ayling didn't track back. Llorente, I don't think you can blame him. I think he was put in a hospital position because Tyler Roberts gave the ball away twice and no one tracked back. If Llorente doesn't make that challenge, Manquillo's in the box, and that's an even more dangerous situation. So I think Llorente had to make that challenge. The free kick, I think you just need to take your hats off to Shelvey. He got it on target. Meslier, he got hands to it. He should have done better. But I think with direct free kicks that go in, I just think you need to take your hats off to the player who scored it. But Tyler Roberts, there's just too many times this season he just hasn't, it hasn't worked for him. And we need to stop trying to make him work because he's just not good enough. It's simple as that. He's not good enough.
He almost tries too hard, Ed, don't you think? I think the clip that was going around after the game where he loses the ball, and I know you mentioned there that he didn't track back. And look, I'm going to sound like a Robert sympathiser here, but his role once he'd lost the ball there was to attack the back line, not to track back. But beyond that, he loses the ball twice. His second touch, where he tries knocking it around Manquillo, there's about 40 yards of space in front of him where he could have just knocked it into. I think you're absolutely spot on, by the way. I don't think he's good enough. But when we've got such a thin squad, what's the alternative?
Well, if we're bringing a replacement, then I think we can let Tyler Roberts go. If we bring in Aronson, then Tyler Roberts, it can go. But we do need him now for numbers.
We'll go into transfer in a wee second here. But overall, sort of opinion of that match, did we deserve to lose that, or did we deserve a point at the very, very least? Because I don't think we deserve to win, not even close to it. I thought we did. I was at the game, and it felt very much like we were on top for probably, I'd say 75 minutes of the 80 probably. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really, other than the chances Ed mentioned, they didn't look like. They didn't look. Sam Maximin every time was marked out of the game. He didn't really get a look in. We dealt with him really, really well, and he's their biggest threat by a long, long way. Chris Wood was absolute dog shit as per usual. Always is.
Yeah, they didn't really have anything going forward. They didn't move us about the pitch very well. They had a couple of, we were our own worst enemy. They scored and they got their chances through our errors. Did we deserve to lose? Probably not. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but on any other day, I reckon 9 times out of 10, we probably should have still beaten Newcastle given the performance.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think either team did enough to win the game, but the fact that we lost it, there's no really arguments against it because we simply didn't do enough. I do think a point would have been a fair result, but it's gone in Newcastle's favour, and it is what it is.
Yeah, well, it's over and done with now. 2 meetings with Newcastle, and we took away 1 point. So let's hope we do better in our next 3 because, we'll touch on those next week because we've obviously got Aston Villa next, and Everton, and then Scum. So obviously losing Newcastle makes the next two particularly massive, in my opinion. But look, let's move on to this transfer market. It's closing in what? Is it 3 days? 4 days?
Yeah, 4 days. 31st.
Yeah. 4 days, yep. So we're going to do a quick talk on this. This is probably going to be the biggest thing we'll talk about tonight, is about who we've been linked with. Do you think the Aaronson deal is going to go through? Is there anything to this 𝐵oubacar Kamara offer we're hearing about? And then we've also had more links than a golf course. It's a typical January. You know, I've heard everyone from Nahat and Nandez to Noah Lang. I think I heard someone talking about Noah Lang yesterday. And now Weston McKennie's name's cropped up again. And I'm just like, right, let's just put it out there. And we're going to give you a couple of options. If you think that the talk about this possible transfer is a possibility, we will mark it as plausible. If we think it is just, there's been a mild interest and it's more of a rumour, we will mark it as a rumour. If you think someone is sitting on their social media bored to tears and they just want to get a few likes and retweets, it's pure clickbait, i.e. Noah Lang. And I'm saying right now, Noah Lang, clickbait.
Yeah, he's not signing for us.
Yeah. Right, the big one that's been going about this past week, we already know we've had 2 offers turned down. Brendan Aronson, the perfect, right, we done a wee video on this as well, and I said the last time I was talking to you, I think he's probably the perfect replacement for Samu Saiz that we never got. And he's young, he's only 21, so he's obviously got that resale ability. Look, we'll start with you. What is your take on this Aronson thing? Do you think it's close to being done? Do you think it will even do anything?
I think it's obviously going to be a lot closer than we expected. I mean, you don't send Victor Orta out to Salzburg for no reason if you don't think a deal can be done. I do think probably goes against us is they are a Red Bull unsigned. I think I mentioned that on here last time. One of the things that seems to be coming to light now is, and I think I might have mentioned it on here last week, actually, or the week before when we were last on, is that if they're sort of keen on keeping hold of him for their Champions League fixtures against Bayern Munich, then I had a feeling that they'd accept a bid, but with the view to accepting it and him actually joining us at the end of the season, which ultimately wouldn't be a bad move, I don't think, providing we can guarantee. I mean, I know you can't guarantee safety until the points are there, but I'm eternally optimistic that we will be relatively safe this season after a few more games, a few more people coming back from injury. Would I prefer to sign him now? Yeah. Do I think we'll sign him now? I just don't know. I just can't get to grips why we'd send Victor Orta out there, why we'd have 2 bids put in and potentially got him for a third, I've read today. Why would we waste that time and energy? It's not just a PR stunt. It's not just to keep the fans on side, because the fans are wise to things like that. It'll come out in the wash. So will it happen? Yeah, I think it will. Will he join us this window? I don't think so. I think we're going to do a deal for him to join in the summer.
Ed, what about you?
Well, to rank it with your 3 words, I think it's very plausible. We know that there's interest. We know that Leeds United are putting a number of bids for him. And I think he would be the perfect fit for Leeds United. He's a very good age, 21 years old. He's already playing at a very high level, so he would be a fantastic signing for Leeds. I don't think it will get done this month. Definitely won't get done this month. Aronson's off away with the US men's national team, so I don't think he's bothered about getting a move done. RB Salzburg, they've got a Champions League tie against Bayern Munich. I think they're looking at the second half of the season. They're wanting to keep him, and I think they will keep him for the second half of the season. Aronson, I don't think he's going to be too fussed about moving to Leeds United. I don't think he needs it right now. He's playing Champions League football, and if he has a very good second half of the season, I don't even think we'll get a deal done in the summer for him, because it all depends how Aronson does in the next few months. Towards the end of the season, we're definitely not going to sign him this month. I don't think we will be able to get a deal done for the summer because if Aaronson has a very good end to the season, his value is going to go up. So if Leeds United seal a deal for 20 million now, that's bad in RB Salzburg because if we agree a deal for that for the summer, but his valuation goes up, then it won't make any sense. So there's obviously interest there. We know Leeds United wants him. We're not going to get him this month. Depending on how he does towards the end of the season, whether we get him in the summer remains to be seen. I'd obviously love for Leeds United to sign him, but
basically we're going to go full Leeds here. We're going to go absolutely full Leeds. We're going to have everything done and dusted, and then it's going to be wait for another few months.
Someone will come in with an extra 10 million.
That's what it is. Yeah, they'll come in here. We'll give you another 10 million. We'll take them now. We'll loan them back to you for the remainder of the season as well. We just don't want Leeds getting them.
And then we'll flog him to Leeds. Let's flog him to Leeds for 20 million more in the next.
That's it. Yeah, Jesus. No, I would love to see it done. I'd love to see it done. I think we would all love to see it done because he does just seem to be the perfect fit. But no, it's that close now to the window closing. I doubt it's getting done now. I don't think we're going to do anything.
What do you make of the reason Orta's gone out there then and he's gone out there and spent some time with him and come back? You don't. I mean, no matter if it's a PR. I mean, I don't think it's a PR stunt. I definitely don't. I don't think we send the director of football out there in the middle of a window for a PR stunt. I just don't think that's. I don't think that's the way.
I think they were confident of getting it done. I honestly think they were confident getting it done before he went out to America, and it hasn't happened. For whatever reason it is, I just don't know. But I definitely think at one point we were convinced it was going to happen, and we nearly had it done. That's the impression I'm getting of it. As you say, we don't send Victor Orta out for nothing. But I think there's a lot of concern as well. I'm just seeing the comments. I think you raised this. You've said this a couple of times about the Red Bull connection with the whole JKA situation going on. Could that be something that's sort of causing complications? Could Red Bull be going, well, look, no, could they actually just be being absolute funny buggers and saying, no, we're not doing it, and just leading us down a garden path? Maybe they're trying to get more money out of the deal to cover the whole screw up with JKA, but I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see anybody's coming through the door. But on the other hand, there's today. Somerville's away to Hamburg. Bobby Kwama's away to Dunfermline. Now, again, these are under 23 on the outside of the fringe player sort of side of things. There's players going. There's players being let out on loan. Do you think that's maybe to make room for an incoming?
No, I think I don't know. I just can't understand why we'd. It almost feels like with drama going out as well, and Somerville. I mean, we haven't heard much on the Somerville stuff yet, but I've got an awful feeling that that to sign them, Orta's said, look, you'll be playing first team football in the next sort of year or two. Somerville's impressed in the 23s. Drama was all right in the 23s as well. We didn't probably expect when we signed them to be playing Premier League football so quickly, although we probably should have done. And they're saying, look, there's the promise you made me. Why aren't you sticking to it as you were playing first team football now? And yeah, I think that's a position where we're potentially in with some of these youngsters that, they were lighting up the respective leagues that they were playing in. We've managed to tempt them over to Thorpe Arch, and with the promise that we that they get plenty of game time and they represent Leeds United at senior level. Now, if you don't get that and you don't buy into the side before self, not everybody's Leeds. Just because they play for Leeds doesn't make everybody believe in the way we believe. So we could come a little bit unstuck there. But I would like to think if we're letting such talented youngsters out, albeit Somerville's probably a little bit more talented than Drama is. But I would like to think or hope at least that we've got some sort of contingency plan somewhere.
Yeah, you would think with a contingency plan for one striker, wouldn't you? But do you think that this whole 18-man squad that Bielsa likes to work with, Do you think this will cut it next season if we don't build? Ed, I'm going to go to you first. If we don't start building now, and bringing in more quality and improvements upon the players we have, do you think this 18-man squad is going to cut it next season, or do you think we could see another struggle?
I mean, the 18-man squad thing has been massively infuriating since Bielsa's been in charge. I think it's his worst thing that he's sticking to, having such a small squad, because as we're seeing now with all these injuries and suspensions, we're struggling with the quality of players. You look at other teams, they're bringing quality players off the bench. We've got 18-year-olds on the bench, so it is infuriating
in some cases.
Yeah, so it is infuriating, and I think in the summer Bielsa's going to leave, so I think that then we will start bringing in a few more players.
Close! Everyone, turn it off.
Don't listen to him. Shh. La, 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 la.
I don't think we need quality right now. I think we're fine. I think we're going to stay up. But yeah, going into next season, if Bielsa's still here and we're sticking with an 18-man squad, then yeah, we're going to struggle next season again.
I think the 18-man squad thing, Ed, just on that quickly, it worked on on the climate and in South America, where it's probably arguably not as physically demanding, but we're playing in the best league in the world, and I think that's where Bielsa's stubbornness comes slightly unstuck. I think maybe he just needs to understand. I mean, I've got not ever had a bad thing to say about Marcelo Bielsa and the things he's done for this club. However, if there was one ethos or one belief that he could do with really just taking a little bit of advice on, it would be to have a little bit more depth, I think. And I think everyone would probably agree with that. Yeah. It'd be hard to argue it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that seeing a few in the comments here saying about the likes of Joffrey, Yelda, Cresswell, it'll not be long before their heads are turned to go elsewhere if they're not getting that game time as well. So we're bringing in bodies that take up the positions that they're currently fighting for. Do you think this is... Do you think that's them and maybe going, you know what, I'm not staying here because I'll get first team football at Palace or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Because I think Joffrey walks into a lot of those teams around us and just starts. Whereas at the minute, I don't know why Bielsa refuses to start him and starts the likes of Roberts over him.
I think they've got to. I mean, realistic. These young players. I mean, although nowadays they're promised everything by their agents that that they're going to be on £1 million a week and all that bollocks by the time they're 20. And a lot of these youngsters that have got their heads screwed on, then that are relatively sensible, will appreciate that they're still representing a Premier League football team, and that's a lot of their dreams. A lot of them will respect and understand that. I think from the players that you've mentioned, I would be surprised if any of those, because they've had probably the more of the game time from the youngsters, if any of their heads was to be turned. If it was to be anybody, it would have been somebody like a Somerville, as I say, as we've already mentioned. But yeah, I'd very much doubt. Not so soon, anyway. I mean, we're talking probably 18 months down the line for anything like that, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's realistic, really, isn't it? If these guys who are starting to get better, they've been training under Bielsa, they're at another level than some of these other younger ones. Do you think as well, Ed, if maybe in another year and a half to 2 years, if the likes of Joffrey and stuff aren't getting more game time for the first time, do you think they'd be looking to go? I reckon their agents would be turning their heads, but what do you think they would be thinking themselves?
Yeah, well, in a couple of years' time, they're going to be, slightly older. They're going to be thinking, yeah, well, if I'm not getting game time in, then I'll move. But yeah, they're not going anywhere in the near, in the very near future. No chance that they're moving anywhere. You look at the players who are leaving now. Somerville, it's understandable. Somerville is quality, but he's simply not going to get in the team. We've got Rafinha, Harrison, Dan James. Rafinha is not getting him a team anytime soon. So you can understand Somerville's not getting him a team anytime soon, rather.
Yeah.
So you can understand why Somerville is wanting to go now. But yeah, the likes of Joffrey, Helder, they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Right. We'll round up the transfer portion of this night tonight. Because there's been loads and loads of names mentioned. So I want you to just give me one word: plausible or rumor or clickbait, or just, you know what? Screw rumor, plausible or clickbait. We'll go with those two. I give you the name. I want you to say what you think it is. So Weston McKennie, plausible or clickbait?
Clickbait.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a guy, so yeah, clickbait.
I have.
Yep.
He's different level.
Yeah, he's all right, but I don't think he would work on our team. We all know then, obviously, the interest in Aronson is there. Noah Lang, I think we pretty much know that's clickbait. Who was the other one? There was a few mentioned. Boubacar Kamara. Do you think there's genuine interest there, or is this just more clickbait?
Again, I don't think there's genuine interest in anybody other than Aronson. I think they're all clickbait other than Aronson.
Yeah, I think Kamara's probably more of a rumor, because you have seen Sky Sports mentioning it, but I think that's probably a kind of rumor.
Yeah, I think Scum were after him. They're saying that they're being challenged by us, Newcastle, for him.
Well,
but again,
it's probably clickbait then.
That's
what they do. They say a team's interested, and then they just mention their rivals are interested also. Just so people are like, oh, we're not getting, we're getting them over them, But yeah, it's clickbait then.
Ben Burton, or as he's now commonly known as, Ben Burton Diaz. Like when we were in the championship, he was just Ben Burton. There was no Diaz in his name for all you Johnny come
Chile since then, Scott.
I know, but his name's still Ben Burton. Just because he plays for Chile doesn't mean all of a sudden he throws in Diaz. It's a wee bit racist. I'm playing for Chile. I'm going to throw in a Diaz at the end of my name. That's like me going and playing for Ireland and throwing Mick in front of my name. I'm Scott McWilson.
I'm going to change my name to. I'm going to play for Argentina and change my name to Luciano.
Oh my god! Right. So, who did we say there? Who was the player we were saying there? I went blank.
Ben Burton Diaz.
Ben Burton Diaz. Plausible or clickbait?
Clickbait.
Absolutely clickbait.
Yeah,
clickbait.
There's no chance we're interested in. For a championship player who they're valuing at 25 million.
Yeah,
no chance anyone's
not a chance. No. And then who was there was two others from championship. We fella we were in for before. Lewis O'Brien.
I think there's solid interest, but I don't think we're in any rush. Similar with the other one, I think it's probably rumor. I think there's potential interest, but for the right price and not now.
Yeah. I agree.
Same as John Swift as well. Is Swift the other guy that you were on about last week?
John Swift's the other one. Yep.
I think he's only got 6 months left on his contract as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. I will see it again. I don't think we'll be in for any of the championship players here.
Oh, where's he gone?
All right. So tonight on All Leeds TV, there's no Scott, there's no host, so we're just going to carry on talking about loads of rumours.
He's back. The awkward moment where the host of All Leeds TV has to just leave us all hanging. Oh God. I don't know. The wife must have porn on and the internet's playing up or something. I don't know. Wait for me. Right, so I think it's a given then. Look, the other one that we had done a video on. Now we know there was genuine interest in this, but now obviously with the changes, do you think we'll revisit Ross Barkley at this point in time?
No, I hope not.
No. We'll leave it that has now been demoted from plausible to rumor because it's not going to happen. And Eddie Nketiah as well.
No.
We'll go back to rumour because, again, we know that Victor Orta visited the home of Eddie Nketiah a month before the Arsenal game. So we know that there was something possibly going to happen there. But, look, it is what it is. It's Leeds. As of right now, I don't think any of us think we're going to do any business at all. Yeah.
We'll probably get Zach Benedict on loan or somebody like that from AC Milan. It turned out to be absolute dross. Another one.
Oh god, another one. Oh Jesus. Well, there's someone saying about Jason Knight from Derby. You can probably get him for a 10p mix-up now.
Bag of rainbow.
Here, Mel, we'll give you a wee bag of rainbow drops if you give us Jason Knight. There you go. Fill your boots, son. Right, it's coming up the final portion of the show now, which is, of course, who's that emoji? I need music and stuff in this for this. Who's that emoji? Possibly the single worst game on any sports fan site. It is absolutely hectic because
I gave you the idea of this game, Scotty.
You did, and
that's very offensive to me. I take that personally.
It's like Wordle on steroids.
Yeah, well, look, it's it's a good idea. I've just basically ripped the bag out of it. So, if you are only watching us for the first time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up a string of emojis, and that will refer to a player or member of the Leeds United staff, past or present. It could be a song referring to them. It could be referring to a nickname. It could be just referring to their name. For example, we'll give an easy one. This is an easy one, right? Look, I'm going to give this to you first, Luke, just because you're like here. You're on my right or left. You're on my left. So who is this referring to? It's an orange and a cookie.
How is that easy?
I'm assuming it's Billy Bremner and Ginger Nuts.
No, we've done that before. We've done Billy Bremner before. Yeah, Ginger Lamb.
How is that easy?
David Hopkins.
No, David Hopkins. No, that's a good one. No, because he took the biscuit. No, like, so it. Do you know what? It would have been better if I used a cake. So, as an example, this represents.
It's Joffrey.
Yes.
Jaffa cake.
Exactly? Jaffa cake. Jaffa
It's still
cake.
not easy, Scott. It's not getting any easier.
No,
Yeah,
it's not easy.
dreadful.
But that's who that was. That was Joe Geldhart, right? We'll go for an easy one now. This is now a.
You said that was easy.
I know, but that was that one. Did anyone in the comments get it? Let me see. No. Right. So, we're gonna go for. He's currently under contract for Leeds, but he's playing for someone else now. The clue for the first emoji is actually behind the wee character's head. If you look at what that is, it's a bunch of ones and zeros. It's coding.
Behind the character's head, there's nothing.
Yeah, there is. There should be coding.
If I was to
Oh,
guess,
no, it's not Joe. No, sorry, it's not Joe Geldhart again.
If I was to guess, I'd guess Bogush.
Wrong. He is currently out on loan, and I know we've got an abundance of players out on loan.
Drama.
Yes, indeed. Cody Drama. Surely the wee faces behind. It's the wee drama masks. But then behind
drama, but I didn't get the code. I didn't see any code anywhere.
See them wee green dots and lines behind his head?
No, that's not showing on my screen.
Oh right, okay. That's supposedly coding, as in computer coding.
Like the Matrix type thing, but I can't see that.
Exactly. Right. We're gonna go for this here. You've got butter, gloves, and a peacock. Who is it?
Peacock Owl.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he's Butterfingers.
That was quite a good one. I'll give you that one.
You like that one? Right. Let me see. Since we're on goalies, who would this one be? In fact, let me see in the comments. Is anyone getting these? Yeah, people got that. People got Cody Drama. No sweat. How did you not get that? Right.
Yeah, Luke.
I know, but you didn't get the Cody part. You didn't get the Cody part. I'm trying to have a look here to see what I have. I literally sat here one day there last week just thinking of these in my head, going, oh my goodness, that's a belter.
I'd hate to think what goes through your edit time, Scott, to be honest.
Oh, mental. Right, we'll do this one simply because I may have got him mixed up with someone else last time.
4 parties.
People are having a party.
Paddy Kenny.
No.
He's having a party. Bring your vodka. No?
No idea.
Oh.
How is... We had Luke Varney last time anyway.
I know, but I got it wrong because I said about his big thing and it was in Shawumney. But then that was in reference to the song about Luke Varney where you're having a party. Right, this will be the last one we'll do tonight. Again, reference to a football chant at Elland Road. Now, if you don't get this one, I'm not going to reveal it. I'm going to let it roll over.
So we've got an old person and an ex, and then
not old, but young.
No, you've got an old person with an X and a young person with a tick.
Oh, it's not fucking Kasper Schmeichel, is it?
Oh my god, it is. I didn't think you'd have got that one. It is.
You're all right. Your dad's a...
Yep. You're a prick, or your dad's a prick, but you're all right.
Well, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oh god. No. Well, look, I was a step in the right direction. That was a mild improvement on the emoji game tonight. But yes,
mild improvement.
It was a mild improvement. Listen, I'm not the games master here, Ed. You need to get a game on again soon. You have to get a game going again. Has to be done. But look, before we go, you've got a competition going on Or to Know Better.
So we have indeed, yeah. So just get over and subscribe. Basically, we've got two third kits to give away. And we're just going to give them away from anybody who subscribes to the channel once we get to 500. I think we need about 40 or 50 more subscribers now. At Or to Know Better is our Twitter. And I think you can find the YouTube on there. You can find us on YouTube if you just search Or to Know Better. There's a link in the description below. So if you haven't subscribed to the Or to Know Better YouTube channel, there are a bunch of older guys like myself. Don't tell them all I said they're older. Don't tell them all I said they're older. I'm the youngest.
Are you?
Am I?
I thought Jay's younger than you.
Peter, don't let me say that, for God's sake. I'll never live it down now. I think I'm the youngest, actually.
Oh, dear.
35.
What? Stone?
35.
Away on you.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, make sure if you haven't subscribed, then go and subscribe. The link is in the description below. Look, thank you again for coming on. What's coming up for Or to Know Better over the next few days? We don't have a game.
So we're just currently re-releasing all our earlier interviews, just for those people, the new followers and things that have just started following us. We've got interviews with some ex-professionals and people related to Leeds. The most recent re-release was Ralph, so we're going to start re-releasing all of those soon. But we have actually got another interview lined up for Tuesday night, which will be released hopefully over the weekend. It'll be a live interview with an ex-player, so keep your eyes peeled.
Happy days. And Ed, my buddy, what is going on with you? Do we expect to see something from All Things Leeds soon?
Yes. We're going to do a brand relaunch heading into the season after the international break. So yeah, we're in the process of getting a load of graphics made for us. So yeah, we're going to be relaunching the YouTube and podcast. So looking forward to that.
Happy days. Make sure, Ed, where can people find you? Is it at All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter, isn't it?
If you just search up All Things Leeds on social media, you should be able to find it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much again for coming on, lads. If you haven't already, click like on today's video. Make sure you do like, subscribe to All Things Leeds, subscribe to Or to Know Better, and make sure that you have subscribed to All Leeds TV as well. Obviously, no game or anything this weekend, so I will, if any transfer news comes out, I will bring that to you. But until then, see ye on the other side.